Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Chad and Chill Saturday. We're live. All right. Now, just let me get everything set up, everybody, and then we all good. All right. Hey, what's up, Lemon Poppy? How you doing? All right. Been waiting to go live all day after I was doing my update on the garden earlier. Um, I had a decent time being out there with the plants and everything. I'm all right. I'm just getting ready to do this live thing, and just been spending some time dealing with some right pods and whatnot. Um, I don't know. I might show some of my pods here in a little bit, but I got a couple pods with me that somebody from a pepper lovers community has sent me. All right, got this one. This one's Peach Ghost, and this one's marked as 7 pot X fatality. See, sorry about that. It's 7 pot crossed with the fatality. So there's got a slight bumpiness, kind of like a 7 pot does. Some of the fatalities I've had weren't so didn't have a certain they have a certain texture to them. At least the ones I've had. And this Peach Ghost does have that um this does have that the Peach Ghost color and texture. Now, all right, all right. Now, um, hey, didn't realize there was a magnet on that thing. All right, thanks. Let's see. A notebook here. Mm, don't want to do it right on top of the notebook. Because you know what happens when you mess with a spicy product or a spicy pepper on a surface or something, and then you go touch it later, get it all over you. Makes it for a long the while as long as the burn goes. But, alright. Whew, whew. Been a long day, it feels like, you know? But, alright. Peach Ghost. Now, I did have a decent time with my um, garden update earlier. It's actually rather nice. I liked it. I mean, because I got to spend a good hour plus out there just looking around my plants and chatting. Um, I mean, it'd be nice just to do that again. At least get that going a couple more times at least before the season takes a turn. All right. Yeah, there is a ghost pepper smell. All right. This guy, it's very shiny. I can tell the placental tissues all up in the long walls and everything. Um, and oop, here, let me do this. Now, some of these seeds are kind of turning brown, going black, and everything. Now, I don't like it when it does that, but you can't control what the pod does on the inside. So, I'm liking the aroma. But, alright, peach ghost. Alright. Yep. Give me a second, please. Alright. Now, this does have that predominant Buchalokia flavor aspect in there, and but it's fairly tasty. But my experience with peach colored pods, they are they have a tendency to have a pretty good flavor, like like peach sugar rush or sugar rush peach, however people want to phrase it. Um, that one's got a pretty good flavor. Uh, let's see. There is I've tried other peach varieties, but some of them are just kind of failing to hit my brain right now. Um, Now there is the peach ghost scorpion, that ghost scorpion cross. Um, Now that's pretty good. Um, I like that one because the flavor on that one is wow. It's got a nice blending of both the um, ghosts and scorpions on that one. But let me get back to this one I'm on currently. This one was a peach ghost, so it was just a ghost, not a cross. But um, what's nice about this one is that it's got that nice fruity flavor. No floral aspects at all, but it does have that nice flavor from the peach strain. But what what is noticeable in here in this pod is that you can um, you can really tell that it is a ghost pepper flavor profile. Um, I like the taste and that. But in regards to peach pods, I think I'll stick with the Jay's Peach Ghost Scorpion in there. I might grow some more Sugar Rush soon. Next season. It's too late this year to do it, but let's see. Especially with how long it takes them to ripen. But let's see here. I mean, I already do have peach ghost seeds, but I haven't bothered wanting to even try growing them. Um, if I do decide to grow those peach ghost seeds, they I'll see. I'll probably will at some point. But the peach ghost peppers, they do have that ghost pepper level of heat. I'd say maybe around 700,000 to 800,000 on the low end, and maybe more upwards, closer to around 1 million or some roundabouts, because that's mostly a lot of times where a lot of ghost peppers can range, is around the 1 million range area. Now, this one doesn't have the creeping kind of heat like I had like a lot of ghost peppers can tend to do. But what I do like about this is that it's actually just got a good kind of radiant heat around in the tongue and the gums, a little bit of the cheeks right now. And my mouth is watering a bit if you couldn't tell by the way I'm talking. Yeah. Um, you got these. They're marked orange ripple, but I mean, I don't know. Not sure if I want to try those now. Just thinking. I got one, two, three, four, five plants I removed out of the arrow garden as well. Um, Now, one of them I'm not sure if it's going to do too well, but I can just wait and see because I was pretty rough on getting that one out of there, and which I was kind of expecting it to kind of not fare well at all while pulling it out of the seed starting thing because these ones I'd left in the seed starting attachment in the arrow garden went entirely too long, and what's uh what's also I mean, the other plants I was able to get out of there. I mean, I got all the plants out of there. It's just with the way that one scorpion plant, it just was. I was almost at a point where I was looking to just cut it out of there. Pepper burp. I mean, cut it out of there. Not like cutting the attachment, but cutting the plant out of there and just chopping the plant up. But didn't really want to do that, even though I did kind of mess up the plant a little bit. Well, too rough on the plant getting it out of there. But oh no, I mean, wasn't like it was a bad. I mean, if it lives, cool. But seeing a lot of leaves dropping off the plant, and yeah, so uh, the other ones I haven't so far. Um, yeah, got another moruga, yellow moruga. Hopefully, I haven't seen any leaves drop off that one as of currently. So I'm kind of hoping that that one's responding better than the other one. Then we got a habanero plant. Um, that one was actually that one actually is from a seed packet that was marked as red and yellow hops or habaneros. So it could be either yellow habanero or red. You just gotta wait and see. Um, I am looking forward to seeing how whether if it is yellow, that'd be pretty cool. Red wouldn't be bad either. I'll be happy right out of the way. But that one, I'll just have to see how it goes. I got all the cracky cell set up. I just wanna, I just want them to, you know, jump up from get out of the arrow garden thing. I did have to cut a lot of the roots back pretty well, and then right now it's just a waiting game for the roots to fill in, so I can do that, or they can jump back up, and that'll take a little while, or it can, just depending on how the plants respond. Yeah. So I'll just all I can do is wait. The the habanero plant that I had gotten out of the arrow garden, that one is in the position to bounce back quicker, and because it was overshadowed by the other plants, so technically, I have more faith in it that it can jump up quicker and respond sooner. Hmm. Just checking the chat. All right. Um, I'm I'm growing the peach ghost scorpion more, not so much peach ghost. Now the peach ghost scorpions I like because they throw out a bunch of gnarly pods. Excuse me. And they could have a lot of random phenotypes on just one plant. But some of those ones, there would be some pods that come out more ghost-like, but other pods more scorpion-like. But then there's other ones that come in to mix mash both of them, or it can go either way. But there's pods that are just big mean pods. There's some just all squirrely looking pods on there. Um, so, but then yeah, I just got some different varieties that um, yeah, well, there's ones that people have sent me that were you know yeah, either peach ghost or peach Jay's peach ghost scorpion um, you know versus or cross that some people have sent me to try out that looked more ghostly, but that but they were definitely you know the cross. Yeah. All right. Sorry, guys. Um, hey, Ridge Runner, how you doing? Yeah. I agree with you on that, Red Moon. Um, that about ghost peppers. They can grow lots of pods, usually fairly consistent with the pod shapes, and that is one thing that is awesome about um, that is like I was saying, getting to the point of that is one thing that is awesome about ghost pepper, or one of the things that is awesome about ghost peppers is that they can produce so many peppers, and I mean either way, I mean ghost peppers can be pretty hot. That's no joke. Um, and yeah, depending on how they're grown, they can be slightly hotter than they normally are, but it just really depends on the growing conditions, like I mentioned before. But it's awesome to see how the ghost peppers in action when you're growing them, because I mean either way you just um, I mean there's other hotter peppers out there, but you can just basically just do that and grow a ghost pepper. And if you just want to, if you want something that it's just that heat level, that'd be a perfect way to go because you got that, you got good, strong heat, and you know, yeah, definitely that one's got a strong heat and pretty decent flavor. I used to not like ghost peppers for the flavor that much, but after eating enough of them and being more familiar with them, I've become more accepting and more open to their flavor, and I've actually kind of not minded it. So, I mean, but I've also tried ghost peppers from other people growing them, and sometimes they can just come out blah. But I mean, that also could be from where their seed source is, and um, you know, boils down to growing conditions and everything else. But everything, oh, Ridge Runner, if you're still in here, uh, when would your next live stream be? Out of curiosity. I mean, if it's coming up soon, I'd like to pop in there. So because I mean, I think some people haven't been getting notified or something. I don't know, but yeah. So um, in general, ghost peppers are definitely one to keep a look see for because they got good. They got all right, Ridge Runner. All right, Ridge Runner. If you could try getting a hold of me or something or whatever, I'll try to pop in. But I've been kind of busy, so I don't want to pop in. When you're just winding it up. But either way, I'd still like to catch your live stream. But let's see. Hmm. Yeah. Ridge Runner, if you're asking for me, asking that or directing that comment or um, question towards me, um, do peppers cross pollinate? There is always that possibility. Um, I usually just if I come across anything that um, is out of sorts with it, I usually kind of grow it out and or I'll decide from at that point whether or not I want to continue on with that, and then we'll see where it goes. I mean, sometimes I'll just if I don't like the way it's turning out, then I just won't keep going with that strain. Um, what I'm meaning is that as for peppers and that cross pollinating, there's always that possibility and chance. Um, Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, there has been a couple times here or there where it has. It's bound to happen naturally. Um, but other other way, other than that, I mean, it's no big deal. I mean, I mean, the only people that are truly are seriously adamant about that, well, whether or not they're cross pollinating, is people that are trying to be in business, so to speak. and and what I found in my case is that in my situations anyway is that when I'm growing and if there's a, there's I know there's always going to be that possibility, but well Ridge Runner, what kind of peppers do you grow if you don't mind me asking? I mean, which ones? Which varieties that has happened for you with? Um, but yeah, so in my garden, yes, it is definitely. Uh, in anybody's garden, it's definitely a possibility. Um, but let's see, with mine, I mean, I kind of don't mind the surprises. I kind of expect, I mean, I'm. Oh, sorry, Pepperberg. I just don't get that surprised by if or when it happens because of the simple fact is that in it's just it's a natural occurrence in nature. I mean, if it wasn't natural, then in any way, shape, or form, then they wouldn't be made cross. Yeah, so I mean, if it wasn't part of nature, it wouldn't be they wouldn't be made cross compatible in any kind of fashion. Um, uh, Raven Moon, are you saying you got pink tiger crossed with lemon starburst? Is that what you said? But um, I don't know. That'd be interesting. But yeah. So, but I've also had a lot of situations where in my garden, nearly yearly, most of the time, pretty much a lot of times, a lot of branches crossing each other or interweaving each other, stuff like that, and still it comes out to be that they haven't crossed. I mean, like crossed, the strains. Just because they got branches up around each other doesn't mean they are crossed. Okay, that's just a simple thing. Um, it just takes the pollen to hit the right thing in the right way at the right time. Oh, well, See, the thing is if you're growing jalapenos out there with your bananas and your other sweet peppers, the thing is about jalapenos and those other sweet peppers, they're in the same family line. So I mean, in the same genus or whatever people want to call it. Um, so it's easier for them to cross pollinate. Like, say, you could get a slightly spicy banana pepper, or you could end up with just another change in one of your sweet peppers. That's just actually, that's a thing can happen, which is actually pretty cool because I mean, there's one strain that what people have done before that actually I've seen it before is pretty cool. It's a nice strain um, that, but yeah, what I'm meaning is that let's say a cayenne crossed with a jalapeno, or vice versa, jalapeno crossed with a cayenne. Um, some would call it cayapeno or stuff like that, just as a little nickname. But it's pretty decent because I mean they'll have a little more longer shape than a regular jalapeno and have a similar kind of flavor as a cayenne and whatnot. It just really had it's a decent mashup. Um, so and yeah, and I've also been tossing around or experimenting around with cross pollination or hand cross pollinating my own plants. I've done it outdoors. I mean, outdoors isn't bad at all to deal with, but it's more susceptible to certain other things going on when you're waiting for the cross to set. Like for example, once you get all, you know, get it all the flower part all situated for the to receive the pollen, then after you get the pollen in place there, you got to be sure, or you got to try to ensure that um, you don't get or another pollen doesn't fly on there or another pollinator, one of nature's pollinators come into play, then put that in there, and then then you get something you're not even trying to work for. Um, but I've got successful crosses doing it outdoors. It can work, but it doesn't mean that there won't be any interjections along the way. Um, Indoors, I found it a little bit easier because I can I can have a little more control of this little environment that it's in. Yeah, that'd be interesting, Raven, to see that ghost pepper banana cross. Yeah, yeah, Ridge Runner. That actually is a thing that I've noticed before on all um, pepper plants ranging all up and down the scale. Um, and yeah, because once uh once you grab some pepper, it's like playing roulette. You never know until you bite into the pepper. Um, but I mean, because then you'll get some hot ones, now some not hot ones. But like, whew, got a little chill. Now let's see. Let's say, for example, um, with some seeds I got like a year or something ago from another YouTube personality, so to speak, or another YouTuber. He was he had gotten seed, grew the seeds himself. That was a Chinense non-Chinense cross. And this year I'm going three plants from the few seeds, some of the seeds he sent me, and each plant has a different phenotype on, of it. Um, one's one's more the Chinense shape, but just smaller, and you can tell by the texture in that. But then one of the other plants produces pretty big pods, but it's also they're slightly smoother skinned, but they're pretty hefty pods, and it's got that Chinese smell and all that stuff, and it looks pretty cool. And then there's other ones that just like are some big old ones that are probably about this big around. They're just that just got that uh gnarly texture and all that, and of the pods, and I can't wait to get some of those off the plant. But uh, yeah, Let's see here. Try this pad. Well, it's marked as orange riffle, but I don't know. Oh, there it goes. I misplaced my little cutting board. Or cutting notepad. Yeah, there's going to be a fair amount of seeds in this one. Dang it. Seeds aren't doing too well on these, man. Yeah. This one kind of has a chinense type of smell to it, but ew. Do not like it when the seeds do that. Whatever. Not all the seeds, just a couple seeds. Got a fair amount of placental tissue in here. Want to get a couple of these seeds out of here because I'm not too fond of that. I'm not saying the pod's bad. It's just seeds are get iffy. All right, there's just a few that I can see. All right. All right, Ridge Runner. Hopefully to see you soon and see you come back and then possibly, if you decide on when your live stream is going to be tomorrow, let us know, please. All right, this is an orange ripple, huh? Let's see if I can get a smell. I didn't even bother smelling it. Does have chinense-like smell. Smells kind of fruity, but we'll see. Well, what I can say with this one is that the flesh to seed ratio isn't the best aspect on here, but not a bad flavor. It does taste slightly fruity, slightly sweet. Not a high sweetness with this one, but not a bad one. The the heat definitely isn't as strong as ghost pepper, but it is noticeable. Nice heat. I'm feeling it on the tongue and the cheeks a bit, so yeah. Just trying to get this kind of loosened up from my mouth right now because got a lot of remnants of pepper all around my mouth. What's up, Rodney? What's up, Bully? But the heat on that, I'm not expecting that to get any more intense. But as I mentioned, decent flavor. But yeah, not bad at all. But so I'll continue. I don't know if somebody's growing these, by all means keep growing them. But I would not. I'm probably not going to make it a point to go out and start growing those ones. But if I ever do acquire seeds to them at some point, then I will. Yeah, pepper burps. In a series of those going on right now. But yeah. I know I'm being a little goofy right now. Rodney, that was Orange Ripple. So if you're looking for seeds for that, you might want to go find somebody. But yeah. So mm-hmm. All right. Now let's see what we can do here. But so I don't know with that pepper, that orange ripple. It's not bad. I'm just looking forward for look, I'm just trying out to see how it is, and I don't mind it, but not sure if I'm going to grow it. I mean, I'm sure that'd be a really productive plant, but in general, it's just probably not the one I'm going to go with. So, I mean, if we were to go with that, then that'd be interesting just to see how it grows and how it produces. I don't know. I still got a whole mess of seed stock of mine that I gotta take care of and organize and do better than what I have with it. So, hey, Ridge Runner, you're back. What's up? But all in all, with that it's the pepper would be decent, but yeah, I'll give it a shot. But I'm not. I don't know. I'm not keeping my hopes up real high for that. But I do got this pepper here with me. 7 pot times X fatality. I mean, uh, I don't know. I think, well, I'm just kind of waiting for my mouth to kind of regulate back to norm, or the so-called norm from my mouth. Um, all right. I mean, I'm curious at how this one is. I mean, given if it's a 7 pot, and I mean, fatalities got that burn on them that makes you feel like they're punching way above their weight class. Um, I mean, they're interesting. Oh, thanks, Bridge Runner. And Raven, that would be interesting to see that Fatality X Red Savina. And thank you again, Ridge Runner. I know. I mean, I'm looking for this. I'm wondering if it's the 7 pot yellow that's that this was crossed with. Um, I mean, it'd be interesting, but I don't know. I kind of feel that Vitales are one of those types of strains that when you are eating them, they feel like they're way much hotter than they are on the Scoville scale. But from what I don't know, I almost kind of feel that there's different variations on a lot of peppers because, um, like take Bujilokias or ghost peppers for example. There is a wide uh, variation on those. I mean, not just in coloration. I'm just talking about, like, say, stick to the red color of Bujiloki. There is a good amount of variations on the ghost pepper or of the ghost pepper red. I mean, just like Naga. You go to Naga varieties, there's a whole mess of red variations of the Naga. There's, Nagas that are about so big. There's Nagas that are about this big. There's some, about, fat old Naga plants. It's just like, wow. It's awesome to see that variation. All right. All right. Hmm. No, this is interesting. There's a couple loose seeds sitting right there. This does have a nice amount of placental tissue. The inside is just as yellow as the outside. Nice and shiny in there. Y'all can see that. And yeah, this does, and the placental tissue does have a, let's say, yellow tint to it. So yeah, that'd be interesting to. That's interesting. Let's see. And if anybody, in the chat right now is not too familiar with the rating on the fatalities and heat or fatality strains, uh, you'll see that it's rated pretty low on the Scoville scale. Or not, I wouldn't say low, but I mean it's definitely, for the how it burns. It actually feels like it's much hotter than it is. because I don't know. It's just one of those things, man. I'll I don't know. I wouldn't mind trying it. But, I mean, trying it again, but I did have fatality C's at one point a few years back, but I only had a couple, and unfortunately they didn't do you know. Yeah, Raven, placental tissue on there had like some streaking of yellow in it that I could tell right when I was looking at it. Um, but yeah, let's see. Now this does have a nice smell. I mean, it does have a yellowish hue on the placental tissue. Here, let's see if I can get this on here. I mean, if you look, it looks kind of spotty with the yellowness in there. All right, this one does smell chinense like. I wouldn't say chinense, but I mean, yeah. Now it does have let's see, that yellow strain type of smell, like citrusy, not overly pungent, no floral aspect. It does smell like it has a bit of sweetness in there. Boo, 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 Got a bunch of seeds just floating around in the mouth right now. They're just like chilling in some random places. It's not that they're burning me or anything. I just don't like seeds sitting there. It's just annoying. It's kind of like when you got a piece of food stuck, want to get it out, it just doesn't want to get out. But yeah, yep, yep. Um, the heat I'm noticing a lot right back here, pretty much in my airway. Um, um, I'm waiting for it to build on me, but yeah, but ooh, there goes pepper. Still got a lot of seeds kind of just sitting around in the mouth. I don't like that. I don't want to be digging in my teeth on camera either. Dang it! This is annoying. Um, oh, flavor. It is the typical yellow taste, citrus-like. Um, as of right now, the heat definitely is hotter than habanero level. At least that's the way it's feeling. Um, it's more like an all over warmth. It's not so much um, extreme on the heat level. It's pretty decent. There is a sweetness that is sitting there. Um, I do got the all over mouth kind of burn. It's not just a section really so much. Well, there are spots that are warmer than others in the mouth area in the region. Um, like on my gums, um, my cheeks, not the outside, but the inside of my cheeks. And then right here, I can feel this little part of a seed right here. Annoying the crap out of it. But uh, then right at the back of the tongue, there are heat in other areas as well, but that's where it's mostly focusing on is the areas I just mentioned. But now with the heat level on that one, people could easily go use that as a go-to for making sauces and salsa if they don't want to make it that extreme. I want to grab the water so bad so I can flush this out of my mouth. It's not the heat isn't unbearable. It's just that it's just annoying with those loose seeds and hiding around in my mouth. But but I don't feel the heat climbing too much. It's just that it's focusing more in certain areas, kind of shifting. Get more of the tingling burn, and yeah, actually really nice. I can see good potential coming from that one. Nice pepper burp. Yep. All right. Let's see. There are these ones that ones these that I have that I am looking forward to growing again. Let's see. Not showing the seeds for that one. That's one of my crosses. We got some red Maruga seeds. You want to keep those for me. But these ones are seeds from pods that I bought as what was I saying? Oh, I bought some pods that were Viper pods, and they do live up to that Viper. Um, nice bushy plants, nice pods, and they do give you that sting to that, or live up to that name of the Viper. But in regards to pepper, I just ate the 7-pot X Fatale. It's a pretty good one. So yeah, and I think I wouldn't mind having another pot of that right now, but yeah, decent flavor. But ah, I do got some of a handful of some yellow pods of mine that I'm growing that I do like. Um, there's these yellow Maruga BT strains, or BT strain I should say, that I got a couple variants off that I'm kind of, as I've grown them over the years, I've kind of got them a little more, or been working a little more towards being a little more denser, a little bit fuller pots. And yeah, a lot of these ones I believe are a little bit bigger in golf ball size, which is nice. Um, but let's see, I'm so far being Peach Ghost, Orange Ripple, and 7-pot X crossed with the Fatale, or 7-pot crossed with Fatale. And that was just those on video right now. I got been kind of munching on peppers for the most part, most of the day since I've been kind of outside. Uh, Munched on a couple peppers earlier today while out in the garden, even though those weren't ultra hot, but they're still tasty peppers. Um, but and then I still got a handful of ornamentals I gotta go over in the video. Maybe I could do that tomorrow. Yeah, maybe. So, but yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's good stuff, man. But yeah, I would get them, but I just don't feel like going and getting up and grabbing them. Um, all right, hold on. Ouch! I'm gonna grab this thing here. I'm not going far. Yeah, yeah. No, I do not grow tobacco because I stopped smoking years ago. Oh, nice. This one's actually jumping up. You're right. Um, this one's showing a little bit of root growth, but this one's got some new growth up here. Get a little growth in the side shoots down here and here. And if you're curious what this is, I'll let you know here in a second. just looks a bit rough because I left it in the growing situation a bit too long. And I did trim the roots back a little bit, but as you can see, we got some new root growth. Uh-oh. I knew that was going to happen, but if you guys see the container, I didn't put this anything around on the outside of it so far. I was just getting this going with getting there. I was getting this going to get the roots going a bit, and yeah, I just want to let this go a little bit longer so I can do my thing with it. Ah, my toe. Ah, ah. Well, it looks like that habanero plant I'm going to have to what's up, Gohan? What's up, BD? Haven't seen you in a while, dog. But well, fight the man. You might need to check your seed source. We'll ask them to talk to them about it. Or ah. But yeah, yeah, as I was saying, check your seed source, um, and then double check how you're growing and everything else. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I'm just saying um, it doesn't hurt to double check everything so you know where to go from there. You can either check to see if it was something from the seeds, or you can check to see if it was something from somebody, some other aspect, and then you can kind of work to kind of not have that occur again. But I don't know. If you can fight the man, just backtrack uh, through all the situations you were dealing with this year, because maybe it could be a number of things. Maybe it could just be one little thing you got to tweak. Who knows? You dig? Oh, you gotta move my foot. You're right. Gotta move this cord. I don't want to be sitting on the cord if I gotta move it. I'm not even feeling any burn right now. Oh well. Oh, there goes the pepper burp. Ah. Well, that's cool. Go ahead. Let me know how that turns out for you. I got plenty of seeds of all different kinds of varieties right now. Um, yeah, BD, I ate a peach ghost. I ate orange ripple, and then I ate also a 7 pot X fatality. Let's see. I know I got a piece of pepper sitting right here. It's annoying. You know how you get that piece of food stuck in your mouth and you know it's there and you just can't get it out? Well, that's what I'm feeling. Oh, there it goes. That loosened up. Fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff. All right, I know I'm being silly. All right. Give me 1 minute. Oh, darn it. Eh. Hey, what's up, Charles? But yeah, so I mean, for the most part, on all these peppers I've been doing this year, the plants haven't came out exactly to my own little standard I put myself towards. But I mean, this year has been a little pain in the behind. Um, for the most part, there's a lot of certain grasses and clovers and a few other things I've kind of um, let kind of get in my garden a bit, which I normally don't let it get as much as I did this year, but this year's been kind of a off year for that. So I mean, yeah, but I mean, if this weather stays decent enough for another month or so, well, which it should easily another month. Um, if it would stay into like a good month and a half, 2 months, that'd be awesome. Month and a half, I'll give it that. But at least a good 2 months, that'd be freaking awesome. Um, because then by that time, uh, it'll even out. I mean, with some of the pods I'm looking to have ripen. But there's this year I've been pretty short on stakes for plants, but yeah. So and I mean, a lot of some of the ones I did have didn't survive because most of them were some of those uh, little smaller bamboo ones, which those work pretty well actually, but they don't exactly last more than a season or two or a couple of seasons or so, depending on each stake. A lot of my ones that I've had for a past year or two have kind of been breaking and not holding up as well. Um, some of these posts, some of these other ones, I've gotten these stakes that are pretty good, would like to have a whole mess more of them. Is that they are the ones that some of them are like 4 or 5 feet, some of them are a good 6 feet or so in length. Um, is that they're they're you got the metal with like the plastic lined over them, and those ones are pretty good. I was able to come up across a whole mess of them for pretty cheap earlier this year. Um, but then when they didn't have those certain size ones, they had the bigger ones, which I was hoping they would have had at a discount like the other ones, but no, they didn't. I was only able to get so many of those, unfortunately. Um, if I could manage to get a whole handful of them, that'd be awesome. I'd get so many steaks because those are much more durable and I can make them last longer. But you did what, dude? This pod is one of mine's. It's a peach type, and it's a newer variety for the past couple seasons. It's still getting kind of greenish on it, and I'm not going to eat it right now until I know it's more ripe. There's a little bit of some green here and there. Hey man, chill. But now see what I'm going to do with And I'm just saying, but what I'm saying here right now, I'm going to be hoping for this growing season to keep going um, for a little bit longer so I can get some more ripe pods off of certain plants. Some other plants um, aren't aren't ripened at the stage they should be. Some of the ones that I've gotten pods off right now, I'm glad because that's what they're um, sorry guys, I'm just now let's see. In regards to my garden right now, I'm hoping for it to go along far enough to where I can actually have my pods fully ripened and then have some of these ultra hots going rather nicely. Um, I'm still looking for some of these crosses to go rather well, but I don't know. We'll see, man. I mean, gardeners and growers are always at the mercy of the weather. There's not a whole lot they can do about it. Yeah, but um, the 7 pot yellow and fatality is an interesting one. Yes, it is, sir. Now, um, let's see. Hey, what's up? Um, as I was saying, Will, the 7 pot yellow times fatality does sound rather decent, but I mean, I don't know. Uh, wondering if I should try growing that out or not. Oop, feel like I got a burp. All right. Well, so far I can tell a couple of these plants are responding rather nicely to the transition to from the Arrow Garden to the cracky style method. Get some high quality H2O. If you're looking for a mild sweet pepper, then habanero would not be the way to go. Um, if you're looking for something on the milder side, go with cayennes. Those ones can be rather nice. But if you're looking for something that you can get at the store, that's kind of hard to say with given where your area is. So I mean, I know there's areas all over the place that has stuff going in different ways. Um, cayennes cayennes have different ways. They can go from milder heat to a little bit higher heat. It just really depends on the level. But cayennes are always a good go-to pepper because they're quite versatile and yeah, they're good for foods, powders, flakes to be cooked with, even eaten straight sometimes. It just really depends on what you're going for. And there are even doctors that recommend to go with certain spicy peppers like cayenne too to incorporate in your diet. Um, yeah, I would say go ahead and take a look um, at your local stores and wherever you go to get produce at. Go to a lot of random places. Um, okay, cayenne, like I said, cayenne is a good way to go. There's a lot of different varieties that you can be found. I would say go to as many places as you can that's around your area and look. I mean, go to go to a lot of grocery stores, a lot of big name stores sometimes. Even try some of those ethnic stores, like uh, yeah. There's some ethnic stores, Spanish type stores or Mexican type of stores that are they have they will have some produce that you may not find at stores um, so yeah, I'll take a look. Even some of those small hole in the wall stores, sometimes they'll have stuff that you wouldn't even think, it wouldn't even occur to you that they would be at another store. So even if you don't find some you don't some produce you don't like, maybe you find something else you like there. There's always some other random amount of things that you may find in a lot of places that you wouldn't expect. So as a suggestion, try to be open to looking for that, and you just may find something you really appreciate. Um, there's these serranos that I had gotten from some of those stores that were pretty cool. Um, they were pretty nice sized serranos as well, and yeah. And then I'll buy some of my sisters and that where they stay. They they do got some uh decent stores by near them that they can actually find some good produce at. I mean, you know, it's just so if you could, I mean, just as a benefit for yourself, it doesn't hurt to take a look around. And um, there is a variety. If you're looking for something milder than jalapeno, then there are some. some ones to go with that. Uh, there's a lot of different varieties out nowadays that you can get. Um, yeah, like the more milder ones like cayenne, definitely a go to. Jalapeno and serranos. Those are three more easily found. Serrano and jalapeno are the easiest one to find. They're more on the milder side. Um, there's a whole mess of them to look for. You can, I'll just as I was saying, suggestion, go look around at every every little store you can find. Um, there's there's some that are just they will have variety that you won't see at big name stores. So I mean, it's just some of those ethnic stores you might have to catch at the right times because sometimes they let their stuff sit out too long, and boy, do they look rough. Um, other than that, you know, give me 1 second, please. Oh, oh yeah. The peppers. A lot of peppers can tend to turn red, but it also depends on the variety. So the variety would really the variety would be pretty cool. Is that it can have lots of different colorations, like say habaneros for example. When you see them at the store, a lot of times they're orange. That's because it's the orange variation when they're ripe. Um, but just like let's say there's different colorations of cayenne. Um, so I mean, there's red, yellow, orange, uh, purple. You know, but I would suggest that you try to get them when they're more in the ripening stage. If you want to try to pull harvesting for seeds, because um, they tend to be more prone to have mature seeds in there. And a lot of times in general, with a lot of times in general, most chain stores get their peppers picked way too early, so they'll have a whole mess of unripened pods sitting in there, and then by the time they even get anywhere near ripening stage, they end up being, um, just say, end up being half rotted, unfortunately. Oh, you're talking about Shishito, not Shisto. Shishito. Now, um, the Shishito peppers, those are, I haven't seen them much around my area here, but I would not put it past that if you get them, you can find them possibly at stores around, maybe around your area. Um, but um, this actually can be rather nice peppers. Those are those ones, one of those ones. The plant I currently have growing didn't grow much over about like this tall, maybe less than a foot, less than a half foot tall, and then or around a half foot tall or so, maybe a little in between a half foot tall or a little bit, you know, half a foot tall and a foot tall, roughly in that range. But but yeah, then those will, but just highly productive, fairly decent peppers. I like them when I like peppers when they're ripened for the most part. But let's see, and then you can find them at a lot of random places. That's why I was saying best off looking at every little store that you can go to that sells would possibly have any kind of produces or anything. But yeah, um, so yeah, that'd be interesting to have around in that case. It would be just I like looking around at stores myself. That's what I do. Hey Rodney, be careful about naming too many names of stores around on the thing. I don't want them to get the wrong idea. I didn't hold your comment. The tube did that themselves. Now, now with me and my plants, I mean, I came up with the different other things to be dealing with. If you're looking for more of the sweet side, then there's plenty of sweet peppers to go with. Um, Now, if you want good sweet peppers to grow, you can always go to your any local stores by you, and they'll probably have a bag of peppers. There are like three different colors. Two or three different colors, like red, yellow, and orange. They're sweet peppers. If you get a bag of those, they'll probably be about. You could get a bag for like maybe $2, $3, and then you'll have. Then you can end up having, let's say, you could end up saying having three different colorations of snacking peppers if you're looking for something that sweet, and those are good. I like those kinds, and I mean they're very very tasty, and they grow, and you can use them for about anything. So, now, floral. Floral is different than earthy. Um, Me personally, um, I've mentioned this quite a bit in my videos, my past videos, that I like floral peppers, or I like peppers that have floralness to them. Um, like for example, Butch Tea pepper, Butch Tea strain, red strain, is pretty well known for being floral, and a lot of people don't like that. But me personally, I ended up liking it right off the bat, and I'll admit, there's some pepper strains that it can be floral, can be a bit much. Floral is in the context of almost being perfumey in a way. Like it can be very pungent, strong, and intense. And to some, it can be overwhelming. But floral tends to come with, a lot of times, floralness can be associated with hotter peppers. Um, in the aspect of floral and not so hot peppers, yeah, there are some that do that. But the floral is, um, I wouldn't exactly say flowery, but it is almost flower pungent kind of smell or taste. Not in the, to me, not particularly bad, but a lot of people are a little sensitive to that, and when they get that kind of taste, they don't know how to react to it. They just take it in a negative manner. Um, and well, I'm not saying everybody, but for the most part, when a lot of people get the floral aspect, they kind of look at it, see it as a negative aspect. Me, depending, I like floral, but I don't like it. I don't know. So far, I haven't noticed it too much in the negative light. Um, but I know I can understand that it can be a bit much. Um, Now, in regards to earthy, there's there's levels of earthy. Um, it can be, the well, like a lot of times earthy is associated with chocolate pods. The earthy is in a good way. Can be a very good way. Can very taste very plant like, very gr- almost greenish, kind of a grass-fed kind of a vibe. I'm not saying it will taste just like grass, but it was almost gives that greenish kind of earthy kind of vibe plant to it. I mean, so it's just, and there's other times where it can be kind of a funky kind of a taste to it, but that goes with the strains and a lot of times with conditions and when it's being fed, how it's being grown, all that, where, you know, all that stuff. But um, if you're looking for more sweet peppers that aren't too hot, there's plenty of those to be found in a lot of places. Um, but in general, yeah. So um, I think tomorrow I'll quite possibly um, be doing more things and videos because there's some that I need to go over. I'll probably show some peppers, and then after I talk about some of those for a while, maybe one, I don't know, and then maybe do a couple videos. Maybe, I don't know. So we'll see. Um, what you mean, Will? You said it's the worst. Ugh. I should probably bag these seeds up. I should have left them in here a little long. I gotta check these just to see. Uh-oh. Don't wanna. Alright. Alright. This is the seeds from right here are from across the mine. Now, this was from the F1 cross or F1 plant. Those would technically be F2 seed. And it'd be actually really cool to see how those turn out next season. But yeah, um, I need to do a video on that. That'll be one. Um, the a lot of those bamboo stakes that I had from a few years ago, those have been kind of going bad. I've actually realized that um, I've had those stakes for a lot longer than I thought. So, um, so those stakes were several years old by now. So there's still a good amount of them holding up, but a fair amount of them have been broken. So I am going to have to re-up on some new ones, and we'll have to get some new stakes by the season comes around. I might have to. The easiest way for me to do is I can order them online, but they're going to be more expensive online, unfortunately. Um, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Now, let's see. Of course. Let's see. But see, well, you're just kind of proving my point on that one. A lot of photovoltaics isn't for a lot of people. So, but, yeah, I really don't mind it. Like I mentioned, I said it plenty enough on other videos. But yeah, yeah. But oh man, I'm really looking forward to these plants getting going. I got a I got a couple of things I can probably put those in. Um, really kind of questioning whether or not I should use that one of those 5 gallon totes. I got a 4 gallon one, and I was just realizing that I need airspace in that. But with the way that's set up, I can actually work with that pretty well. So, might have to go check my options of other things to see what I can do. Um, I do have a bucket over here. That'd be perfect. I think I might give that one a shot. Or experiment with the bucket to see how well it goes on there. Okay? Um, yeah, right. Now, well, I know I'm going to be going over some of my other peppers, but If you guys want to see how some of these are, you're going to have to please stay tuned if you guys want to see them. Because some of these ones are pretty fat peppers. Floral takes on a bootla. I think that could be depend on the type of bootla it is. I know there's multiple variations of that. Um, yeah, there's definitely multiple variations of that. You're right. Stay hydrated, folks. Get yourself some high quality H2O. Water is good for the body. All right. Now, I don't know. With the bootlas, they can taste a little different because giving where the seed source is from and how they've been being grown. Um, yeah, 'cause I had some chocolate bootlas that some of them didn't quite live up to par, but yeah. Um, yes, sir, baboon. You're right. All right. I know I'm being a little silly, but got some pent up energy. All right. Yeah. All right. This one's got a tidbit of green to it. What's up, Bobby? Hey, Bobby. Um, there was somebody in the chat just earlier. Might want to check them out. I don't want to say their name too much. If they may think I'm giving them some kind of praise. Um, Alrighty, peoples. Yeah, well, thanks for stopping in, Bobby. Appreciate it. Um, oh, but let's see. I don't got much of any other peppers around me right now. I already got up once from where right here. I don't want to get up from my spot too much. Once I settle into doing something, I don't like to be running off from the spot. Um, um, I would take you out of the garden, but it's a little dark out there right now. I'll just have to do that later. Not later, but later than now. And no, not 20 minutes later. More like good, yeah, good some hours from now. But, so, I think I will, uh, well, huh, ooh, better stop doing that. What I think I need to do, or should do, is definitely go ahead and um, do those videos tomorrow. I'm gonna make it for a long day. Um, between having new cinemas, yeah, I'll have a handful of pods to do. Um, I need to get a lot of them dealt with. But, all right. Yeah, I think I need to get my legs moving here. Yeah, too much just sitting here. Don't like sitting around too long. Sorry, got a little itch. Um, Now at the rate these plants are going, I will have to get them switched out of there. Um, I'm thinking possibly. Wait, no. Dang it, Brando. Dang you. Um, what I will have to do is I've been thinking of modifying some of these things to get them a certain way. Uh, if I do that, I could probably put three plants in one on there, and then yeah, and then that would be easy to care for. Then a couple other ones. I'm looking forward to that bucket I didn't even bring outside this year. I should have. There's a number of buckets I was going to do cracky style with before, but didn't. But so sorry, I was responding to a message about something or somebody, and yeah. And for the most part, with all the stuff with the planting and this season and all that, I still haven't figured out exactly how we go about growing indoors. Still gotta put my arrow garden back together. Um, I mean, I'm kind of regretting taking the pump out of it, but shit. Shoot. Alright. Sorry guys, I was responding to somebody. Alright, Larry, Larry David. Um, Larry, a favorite type of pepper? That's kind of hard for me to say exactly the absolute favorite, but I do like scorpion peppers, and those ones are pretty good. I've always liked scorpion peppers. Um, and with plus size, there's plenty of variations of that. There's the reds, the yellows, the peach ones. Uh, I think there are some orange ones, and there are just some plenty of variations off that. And there's the Marugas, plenty of variations of that, color variations. And then, yeah, it's awesome. There's Butch Tea. There's the, yeah, it's pretty cool. I like them, but that's me. That's me. No, repeat. But yeah, so yeah, so there goes Rick. Hey, what's up, Rick? Um, oh man, my legs. I need to stretch my legs. I don't like sitting around for this long of a period of time. Let me see here. Sorry for the camera getting jostled around a little bit, but we'll have to check that out. Pineapple plant. Yeah, there's several plants in there, but um, I haven't really been keeping it consistent with. I haven't been keeping it too consistent with the feeding nutrients lately, but yeah. Other than that, I haven't. Hey Rick, I don't know if you noticed it. There's a guy named Bobby. Hey Bobby, I don't know if you know there's a guy named Rick. Y'all might get along. But right now I'm getting some nice size hot pods. Y'all like to see some of them at some point. But in order for me to get any sent out to anybody, I have to have a good number of them. Um, but yeah. Oh. Um, yeah, so uh, feel a little cooped up in here. That's all. Feel like I need to get out the house. Um, so all in all, y'all, I'll just. Yeah, I'm hungry. That's one thing I noticed lately. For quite a while now, I've been just hungry, hungry, hungry. Uh, why? But yeah. Um, for the which variety has been my favorites this year so far? Um, so far this year, it's kind of hard to say my exact favorite, but so far this year, um, I'm liking the one of them. I got several favorites this year, for different reasons. Um, namely, one is a cross I made earlier this year via cracky style method with my indoor grow, and then I have several plants outside that uh, that are pretty cool. I got four plants, two in ground, two in containers. One I got kind of separated from the other ones, which I'm going to probably rely on seeds for that more. Um, but the other ones, I'm just kind of just going to let them do what they got to do. Um, I'm really not too sure if I want to part with seeds from that cross. I'm really, really particular about my seeds. Um, that's the way I am. But I mean, that's just the way I am because I just know how people get with seeds, and once people put some seeds out there, people start getting really weird. They start getting they start getting a little odd with the way they deal with the seeds and what they grow from the seeds. And then they don't give people the proper credit and due diligence for where they got their seeds from. So it's like they don't have any respect or decency on it. But I don't know. Not a lot of people see it the way I see it because I mean, to me, it's more than just uh, it's a little more than just a hobby for me. Or it's more than just a little bit of that. I mean, me, I personally, is that donuts, Rick? No, but me personally, um, I really do, kind of, I do care about, you know, my seed, stuff I do care, raise and care for and all that. I mean, it's more than just a plant or just a seed. I mean, it is more than just that to me. I mean, when you're growing a plant, it is life. Life is life. I mean, just because it's not walking around on two legs and spouting out words doesn't mean it's not life. But yeah. Yeah, so got an itch on my toe here. Sorry. Um, it's one of those itches. Once you start itching, it just wants to keep itching and itching. All right, sorry about that. Um, hmm. But um, I don't know. And there was certain crosses that or a certain cross or so that I was thinking about uh, doing the, you know, doing a thing with those. Uh, but I just want to be certain that those any of those people that may acquire some of those don't decide to just use them for their own personal gain and notoriety and then try to slap their name on it and say it's theirs. So I mean that's part of part of the thing I'm kind of getting a little thing about. Um, but I don't know, man. There's things I'm looking forward to. What? What just happened? The seed makes you what? What are you talking? Which one are you talking about there? Well, what was that about? All right, well, Could you explain that one a little bit, please? Ah, dang this itch. Why did I start itching that itch? Now I gotta keep itching it. What's up, Rocco? So you changed your name. Yeah, well, there's been some certain people from a few years ago, within the last few years or so, that were being a little, I don't know, not so pleasant about stuff like that. So, I mean, that's the way they want to be, man. I mean, they just want to be more on the negative tip rather than being on a respectful side. So, and plus they didn't want to step up to the plate, person to person, like and talk respectful. So, I mean, I can say this in regards with me and the seeds I do or have anything to do with. I do what I gotta do to, you know, um, take it, respect what they want, you know. Like, say if somebody were to send me seeds of no matter what nature they are, even if they are cross or even if they're not a cross, and they say, I tend to ask them, do you want me to save the seeds to send them back to you, um, and or do they um, want me to grow them out just for personal, or do they not care what I do with the seeds? And usually when it comes out of that, when they say they'd rather me not grow the seeds from the pod, then fine, I won't. But um, if they say they want me to grow for personal, fine, I'll grow for personal and not hand it out to people. But I mean, I usually ask I have a tendency to ask the people who send me pods what they would like me to do with the seeds. Some of the times I'll just eat the pods and seeds and all. Other times, depending on who's sending them to me and what it is, then I'll talk with them about it. Yeah, but as I was saying um, before I stopped talking for a minute, in regards to seeds, I don't have a problem with respecting what the grower, you know, has asked of the seeds. I'll there's times where there also has been times where the grower will be like, hey, could you when you get the seeds out of that, could you send the seeds back to me? Then I'll be like, yeah, fine, that's cool. I don't have a problem with that, and I'll send the seeds back. There's other times, they'll say, well, if you want to grow, so some of them, no matter if it's a cross or not, um, and they said they'll express that they'd rather me just keep it for growing out for a while and for personal use or for personal reasons, and then if then at a later point they say I can do this or that, then that's fine. But it's a lot of others sometimes where personally people will be like, well, you can do whatever you want with seeds. You can grow them, you can not grow them, you can do this or that. So you know that's that's why with me I have a thing about that because I know how a lot of certain growers are out there will be nice enough to hook people up with pods or stuff like that, and they put in all the time and work for it, and then they just start handing out all the seeds and say, oh yeah, I got all these seeds and I grew all these, blah blah blah, and next thing you know, that person's handing out hundreds if not thousands of that seed of that strain. And it's just like, and they won't even bother giving any kind of cred or nothing to anybody. So, and they'll want to take all the credit for growing it themselves, just so they can get the notoriety. It's like, come on, dog. I mean, I know I'm being a little silly, but yeah. So me right now, I'm just like yeah. No, I'm just like because I feel a little dehydrated and I don't know. I'm just a little hungry. Uh, I feel I may want to grow some golden cayenne indoors this year, or if not, I'll just grow a couple of my other types of cayenne. Um, I don't know. I think if I do that, I'll just grow one or two types of cayenne. Um, yeah. Yep. Man. Huh? Oh, hey, I was looking for you. Yeah, I was looking for this for lighting my candles. Yes, I'm being silly. I just got a lot of pent up energy right now, guys. Sorry. Um, no, sorry, not sorry. But yeah. Um, you're right. Ugh. Ow. All right, guys. All right. See this little guy? This one's the habanero. Oh, and this is getting a few roots out down in here, down in there, but nothing too major. But it is starting out with some of the roots, which is awesome. Um, this one had gotten overshadowed by other plants in the aerial garden, so it's a little tiny thing. And this thing, I already can tell, is getting a little side shoots growing out there. But this is a little small habanero. I wasn't expecting much from this, but it's showing responses. Oh, yeah. It's showing that it's responding in a positive manner, which is a plus side. But once I know that it's fully set in, I'll probably do a little more with that. Just gotta give it a little bit of time to grow. Uh, I'll probably put a little bit of foil around it um, soon, so I can move it more in the center of the light where it's at, so I can actually boost it up faster, and hopefully I can get a couple pods from it, you know, by yeah, hopefully by before the end of the year. That'd be optimal. Um, but so uh, yeah, I'll just show what's planned right here just in case I don't think about it in the manana. Let's see. Alright, alright guys, check this guy out. Uh, this one's a scorpion. This one is one of the ones that was left in the arrow garden entirely too long. Oh, nice. Nice transition to that. Yeah. Alright. You can see some of the brown roots in there, but that's to be expected. That's from the old stuff. No way. That sounds like a really, really low plane. Right. So yeah, this one's actually doing a nice bounce back so far. It is getting some side shoots on there. And yeah, as you guys can see, it does have one pepper on it. So yeah. Now this is a little scorpion plant right here. Now it doesn't have much foliage on it due to the fact is that within the last couple weeks, I have, put this in here. I will have to transition them to other beings in the meantime. Uh, the habanero plant I might just leave there. Um, maybe. Um, one Moonade plant, I will probably have to put that in a larger container. I have one in mind, but we'll have to wait and see. Um, yeah. But those plants are in the early stages of growing, so I mean, at least to me, I consider them in the early stages. Um, so in the meantime, until then, I would have to just play the waiting game and just keep an eye on the nutrient levels and all that, sir. And thank you, Rocco. And yeah, um, there are a number of things that I was going to do this year, but didn't. But I should have. I could have, but didn't. Um, what I will get to the point of doing at another time uh, is I got these little or these containers, which I'm thinking of possibly doing maybe one or two plants in these. So this one's 5 gallon 5 gallon tote. This would be good for a lot of different stuff. Like last year, I grew some, or a year or so ago, I grew basil. I had it indoors, and there's some videos of me having it indoors. I had transplanted it out, a couple plants of basil out from the arrow garden into the coffee containers for a while, and then and then after I moved the basil out of the arrow garden, and after the I can hold on a second, sorry. After being put in the coffee containers, they sat there for a while, and I wanted to see how well they'd do. So I put two of them in one of those one of those bins like I just showed. It's got pretty good size. So I mean, I probably could have easily put more in there. I mean, given the plants, but they are doing awesomely. The basil was their Thai basil, so Thai basil was responding really nicely. I think the one I will want to do indoors next is the lemon basil, then maybe lime basil as well for indoors. Um, cinnamon basil is pretty nice too. Those can get rather mushy. Um, yeah. Um, let's see. Sorry, I'm itching again. Um, with uh, with those bins, I think I have a general idea of how I'll be able to keep them going decently in there. It shouldn't be too bad. It should be fairly easy. Um, and then, ooh, now there's a couple buckets I got in here. Uh, hold on a second. Alright. Now I got this. This one's a 4-gallon container. I was considering this because it'd be easier to set up and more sturdy for in here. And I was thinking of maybe doing at least, I could probably get away with at least 5 pepper plants in this, possibly. I mean, it's got the yellow cap, and you got the kind of lockable lids or handle right here. And yeah, and they're fairly decent. I think I might just consider trying it. So, just see how they do. I mean, if I don't like the way the peppers are responding, I can always switch it to some basil or some other herbs. They'll do really well, or even some flowers. I think that's what I could end up doing, is some flowers in it. Yeah, too. Yeah, but oh no. All right, guys. I think what I will do is I'm going to get ready to hop off the stream here because it's getting a little late and I'm getting pretty hungry. And I normally don't like to eat too much before I lay down or before I chill and relax out. Um, but I'll definitely have to check you guys out in the next video. And please stay tuned real soon because I'm hoping for that I'll be able to do this again tomorrow. Not again, I mean more videos coming up for tomorrow. So hopefully y'all will stay tuned and for all that. And alright. Sorry. Checking some stuff out. And yeah. Y'all have a happy weekend, everyone. And yeah, definitely talk to y'all in some hours. I really do appreciate everybody tuning in and watching and all that stuff. And yeah, we'll talk to y'all in a little while. In a little while, I mean, a few hours from now. I do got some winding down to do, and yeah. All right, guys. And thanks everybody for showing up and being a part of the stream. Really appreciate y'all. All right. And yeah. Well, thank you guys. Check y'all around in the next video. Definitely. Remember the hashtag, keep it spicy and all that. Alright. See y'all soon, as I mentioned before. Alright, peace out. Next video coming up soon. Alright. Later, you guys. Peace. Peace. Yeah, anyway, peace out. Alright. And my hand wasn't working for a second, right? Alright, you guys. See you later. Have a good night, good weekend. All that. Peace out.